What time do you make it? I make it 5 to 6.
I think it's 10.
I make it nearly 10, yeah.
My phone says 10, so I'm going to start. We're all ready to roll?
Yeah.
So, sorry? Yeah, it should be. Mass Exodus. I don't know where everybody is. I've heard from 1 or 2 people, but not that many. Yeah, Mass Exodus is still live.
Oh, yeah.
So, so we've got a 5-week month. I don't know if I'll do, well, I can either do still life for 4 or 5 weeks. Perhaps we'll see how it goes. How much you're enjoying it. I'm going to, so the first week or two, I'm going to just talk a little bit about drawing techniques, observational drawing techniques, which I think will be useful to some people that I've not done those kind of demonstrations, but particularly some of the newer students. So that'll be like this week, next week, and then do some sort of painting for a couple of weeks. But you're welcome to, if you want to dive straight into painting, that's fine, or draw out for a painting. Okay, so I've brought various bits and bobs in. I think I'll probably leave some of this here. Obviously, the fruit I'll take away. So if you've got your own still life, that's all to the good, really. So different things to look for when we're drawing. Obviously, we need to look for shapes, and something like this flower. I mean, to draw a shape, you need to be able to see the edges, so that the shape has edges. So if we want to draw something like this flower here, I might start and think, well, I roughly want to perhaps draw it in that sort of space, and draw it extra large so you can see where I want to work. And then what I tend to do then, I go to, so this is like, I don't know if you can see that, just a few lines roughly panning out. You're welcome to move now. And then from there, I mean, the only way I can really think to draw a rose or paint a rose is to just look very, very carefully at the petal shapes. So I find it easiest to start in the middle. So I'll start about here, and what I'm seeing is a little shape like that. So that would be part of one petal. That's that. You probably can't see, you won't be able to see it from here. And there's a little bit here, and then just kind of working my way out. So this is what they call contour drawing, looking for edges. And then this particular petal meets an edge here, which is just this little bit here. And it comes back like this. And then I can also see another petal here. And out there I can see the outside of the petal, but from here I'm really seeing the inside of the petal, and that goes into there. And then the petal. So it's really sort of starting in the middle and just really looking very, very carefully at the shapes and just working my way out. So that's really looking at edges, drawing edges, and edges making up shapes. So you could do exactly the same with something like this scrunched up tea towel. I was going to use that as a demo, but I thought Sue's flower looks better really. It's an easier one to demonstrate. So that's one idea, drawing edges and drawing on the edges, joining up to make shapes. Another idea is kind of looking for structure. So if I was going to draw, I mean, so this is like a little still life setup. I could draw the objects individually, but I'll start with the bowl and then maybe put the fruit in. If I wanted to draw this bowl here, one way of drawing the bowl is to kind of do some guidelines. So I could think, well, the middle of the bowl, the widest bit of the bowl is about there, and then the narrowest bit of the bowl is probably about there. So if I could put a guideline like that in, and I'll come over to this pencil now. It's a bit dark, you see. So this gives me a nice ellipse then. So just popping across in there, I can kind of measure that, make sure that's the same as that that's the same as that, and then I find it easiest to draw the tightest radius then just work out the broadest radius. So that way you get a nice oval shape, nice elliptical shape. And then the bottom part of the bowl is the inside in here. And then round, something like that. And we've got the sides here. And then we've got a similar kind of ellipse at the bottom. Like that. If I wanted, I could draw this, draw that as an ellipse, just the same way I've done the top one, and then just not draw all the way around. So that's a nice way of kind of constructing elliptical shapes.
Oh, we've got a different view here.
That's right.
You've got a different view. Yeah. You probably have something. Yeah, what you'll have is something more like that, probably. Yeah. I don't know. You're welcome to come around.
It's easier to travel.
How could I do that? Prop it up, maybe. Something like that. No, it's going to roll off. That's basically kind of what I'm seeing. I could maybe with a 10. So I don't know. If you're seeing something like that, can you see that?
Yeah.
So seeing a little bit at the top and a little bit at the side. So I'll do the same with that. So again, just start with a cross shape like that. You could have two actually, like that. Make sure they're the same width. Put that to there. And then, how much you're seeing across the top here. Across the top there. So something like that. And I always find it easiest to do that bit first, that tighter radius. What I've seen a lot of students do is draw something like that. You don't want little pointy bits at the corner. You need to get, or I've seen quite a lot of these, those sort of shapes. So it's just to try and get a nice shape, really. Drawing the bottom, if it helps, draw some guidelines and a couple of marks here and here, just the same process. But rather than drawing right around that other side, you're drawing like that. So, okay, I mean, it's good practice. If you're not confident drawing simple structures, that's a good one to do. If I want to get the relative sizes, so I'm drawing them both, I want to make that look the same proportion, sort of look in proportion to the bowl. What I could do is I could put them side by side or put them somewhere, and I can do this kind of thing. Are you familiar with this? You're confident with this? So what you can do is you can measure.
I look like an artist.
Yeah, you look like an artist. So if I wanted to measure, so from where I'm standing, if I stretch so the easiest way to do this is to use one arm for measuring, one arm for drawing. Get it the right way. If you're doing this and then go back, it doesn't work. So you need like 2 pencils or something to measure with, something to draw with. If I close one eye and line up that into so it only works if you close one eye. You need to keep your arm outstretched. Because if you keep going, if you don't stretch your arm out, you'll go back to a different measurement. So your arm's length is your arm's length. Just keep that square to you. Kind of lining this end up with that side, and I'll just adjust my thumb, kind of move my thumb backwards and forwards, till I can see my thumb lining up with the other side of the tin. So it's a bit like that. That's sort of what I would be seeing, something a bit like that. And just adjusting my thumb so that it lines up. So when I do that, that was the width and the tin. And I could do the same with so you need to stay in the same place. You don't want to sort of be leaning backwards and forwards or walking backwards and forwards. You stay in the same spot. So that's the distance between the tin and the bowl. And then I can measure the width of the bowl. And that will come out like that. So that's how that's one way I can measure things. And I can just go through the same process. And I can also measure, say, from here to here and here to here. You see what I mean? So basically from there to there, or top to there. And depending on my viewpoint, if I'm sort of on the same level as the top of the tin, I'll see something like that. If I'm kind of directly above it, sort of, you will see just a circle. So something like that. So something in between, you'll see an ellipse. So I can measure from the back to the front of the tin, and what I'm seeing is that amount. And then if I divide that into two, I can then make that kind of elliptical shape. I can measure the height of the tin, and down to there. Do that same kind of elliptical shape again, down the bottom. And same with the bowl. That would be the top of the bowl, bottom of the bowl, do it across. So, does that make sense? You're good for that? Yep, good. So it's a good thing to practice. Well, I'll do a quick one on angles, and then that'll probably do it. So if I was going to paint this paint box, what I'm seeing is, if you've got like a box, I'll use this, and you're seeing maybe the top of it and two sides, put that around, so two sides and the top, and you're seeing it corner on. These will appear to be angled. Just do that. And what I can do is, I can do the same sort of thing. I can close one eye and sort of sight the angles. So the easiest place to start is actually this angle here. Sort of not the bottom, not this bit, just start with that bit. And if I do that side appears that angle, I can. And again, you need to sort of have this like square too. You don't attempt to do that or bring it towards you. And then that angle is there. If you're standing up, it's relatively easy to just kind of swing that across like that. I could do the measuring bit. Just see how I'll do that like that, I think. Yep. So that side comes to there. That side will come to there. Now what I should find then is, with this side, this should be a slightly shallower angle. And if I line my pencil up with that one and compare it, that comes out a bit shallower. That's more like that. So that's that one. This bottom one here, I'll just do that little bit in. So I've got that one, and then the one underneath should be slightly steeper. So that should come out a little bit like that. And then this one a bit like that. And this one will be a bit shallower. So this should come out a little bit like that. So when you're looking like that and then go up, what I'll see is a little bit of a gap here, and bring that down there and a little bit of a gap there. So that's steeper, that one's shallower, and that one's in the middle. So what you find is these will kind of fan out like that, and these ones will fan out like that. And then that's that idea of perspective. Vanishing points. So these will converge somewhere on this level, these will converge somewhere on that level. So yeah, you've got lots of things you can practice with. You could even make up a little still life or just try individual objects. And just nice to have practice with real things rather than photos. See what we can come up with. Any questions? Is that all going?
Do you know we're all getting older? We're going to forget.
Well, if you want to look at it again, it'll be on there. So we can. But yeah, just ask questions. Okay.